On today's episode of Secrets to Scaling Your E-commerce Brand, I got the chance to chat with Hymie Zebede. Hymie is an Amazon expert. He has scaled multiple Amazon brands. He scaled in a bunch of different ways. And we really got into the nitty-gritty of what is actually working on Amazon right now. We talked about a tool that you have to actually be successful on Amazon. So if you are thinking about making that move in 2022, which I highly recommend that you guys diversify your traffic. I've been talking about this a ton. Diversify your traffic and diversify your sales. This is the time to do it. You guys are going to love this episode. Hey guys. Before we begin, I want to talk to you about how to grow your e-commerce brand in a post-iOS 14.5 world. If you're doing over 7 figures in D2C, you need to hear this. Back when Facebook ads were absolutely crushing it and driving massive amounts of revenue, setting up basic flows and sending out occasional email campaigns used to cut it, SMS marketing included. You'd see it constantly, and so would we when we were looking at accounts at Mindful Marketing. Brands earning 20 to 45% of their total revenue with email marketing with maybe 3 to 4 hours of work a month. And that's because they just set up some basic flows and then silence. But now that the Facebook algorithm has stopped spitting out such ridiculous returns, where do we go? Retention. But it requires marketers to go deeper than simple templated flows and copy and pasted campaigns, which we've seen all the time. It requires actually having a system that increases the LTV of your customers and then actually realizing that entire customer lifetime value in a shorter period of time, and hopefully even seeing a higher LTV. We're saddened to see brands do all the same things with their emails and SMS, and we're sick of auditing agency accounts who simply set up welcome flows and show off how many sales they make. Anyone can set up a welcome flow, abandoned cart flow, etc. That is the simple stuff, guys. The real key in retention marketing is digging deep into your market, copy, offer, your creative, and then pairing that with a strategy that turns one-time buyers into two-time buyers, into three-time buyers, and on, just like we've seen at our brands. So if you want to find out exactly how deep our retention marketing strategy goes, book a quick wins call with our team and we will show you exactly how we drive more repeat sales for our clients and hopefully how you can too. Go to mindfulmarketing.co/quick wins. That's mindfulmarketing.co/quick wins, all one word. Now, on to today's episode. Hey guys, Jordan West, Secrets to Scaling Your E-commerce Brand, back with another episode, and I think you guys are going to love this one. We actually have not talked Amazon in a long time. It's very interesting timing too. All of our brands were moving over to Amazon as well. Not exclusively over to Amazon, but we're moving into some FBA with those brands to try to move them back in and purchase with us. So this is incredible timing to chat with somebody who I had a random chat with about 3 or 4 months ago. And I said, man, you got to come on this podcast. You are just perfect material for this podcast. So without further delays, welcome Hymie Zebede.
Thank you, Jordan. Great to be here. Very excited. Love your podcast.
Yes. I'm super pumped to have you on here all the way from New York City. So I am, we're about, we're quite a distance away. I'm just outside of Vancouver, British Columbia, and culturally everything. It's a huge distance away, but I know we're going to have an awesome conversation. So for people who know nothing about you, tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
So I've been in the Amazon space for the past 12 years. It's actually the second job that I ever had. Started out of desperation. I just needed to try to figure out how to work for myself and build my own business. So I put some stuff on Amazon, started doing very well. It was clothing and it just started growing. I started ordering more and more. And then I built the whole business. I started importing from China. I trademarked my name, started growing it, and I've been just keep trying to increase the SKU count and the sales. And I lived off that for many years. About a year and a half ago, I actually sold my brand. I could have got a lot more for it now that there's all these aggregators offering a lot of money for Amazon stores. But thank God I did good. And
yes.
Yeah, so now I partner with, I've been partnering with big accounts, big people that have exclusives to certain name brands and, trying to build 7-8 figure businesses with them. And thank God it's been good. We have a lot of success, a lot of different items.
So, Hymie, walk me through what that looks like exactly. For people who are listening to this, mostly these are people who own their own brands. They're on Shopify for the most part, mostly Shopify Plus brands. And, and they don't have a ton of experience with Amazon, right? They look at Amazon and they're like, no, I don't want all that third party. We're not going to get any data from this. They aren't our customers. They're Jeff Bezos' customers. Talk to me about why those people should move over to Amazon.
Oh yeah, so Amazon, there's just so much potential there. I don't know about you, everything I buy so many things on Amazon. My wife buys everything on Amazon. The whole world from Corona, everyone learned how to shop online, and a lot of people, most people have an Amazon account, and it's just so easy. And there's no reason to make the customer have to look hard for you. Like if they're shopping there, some of what like if I have a few things I need to buy, I'll type each one in on Amazon and I'll buy each one of them. Like, why do I have to go to another site? And yeah, there's some people that are comfortable on just buying off of Google and Shopify. There's a lot of people like that. But the Amazon customers who are comfortable with just pay with Amazon and it's going to come in 2 days, like you don't want to miss out on. Amazon is the biggest it's the biggest search engine in the world for shopping. And there's also, I forget the percentage, but I heard a very big percentage of Google searches contain the word Amazon also. Like a lot of people, like you can't not be on Amazon. You got to try it. You got to give it an attempt, and like a real attempt, like invest something into building a beautiful listing, show it to the world.
So what are the things people need to know, Hymie? Like when they're looking at moving over to Amazon and they're like, okay, all right, I'm gonna put my products on Amazon. Is it just that simple as putting your products on Amazon? Or do you recommend that people use fulfillment by Amazon? Walk me through that.
So 100% you use fulfillment by Amazon. I've seen it firsthand. I've gotten products ranked to the top pages for very big terms, like 300,000 people searching for it, like Bluetooth speakers. And once these people sold out of their FBA listing, they had also merchant fulfilled, which is drop shipping. So their drop shipping listing took over because the FBA was sold out. And all of a sudden you see Amazon pushes them down 3 pages. But it makes sense to Amazon.
Wow.
Like, why would I want to feature you on my front page if you're not really a partner with us? You're not partners with the Amazon fulfillment, like they'd rather show something where they make more money off of, where they know the customer is going to be happy, get it in 2 days. So you automatically sell more when it's FBA.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. So just so everybody knows, comparatively, right? Like FBA then qualifies for Prime. You can qualify for Prime outside of FBA, but it's very difficult. Like not something that I would recommend people go and do right away.
100%. You can get a seller fulfilled Prime badge, but I've seen so many people mess up with that. If you have a few orders that are late, you get penalized, and also you don't get the same protection with actual fulfilled by Amazon. Like if a customer orders something from FBA and their neighbor steals the package or it doesn't get delivered, I still get paid. Amazon takes that because they're in charge of the shipping. Now, if I'm gonna ship it, I'm screwed. That's it. I need to give them a new item and a full refund. You know what I mean? I take the hit.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. Hymie, walk me through, let's talk Amazon SEO here. Walk me through what you need to do to rank for a product and how easy or difficult that is.
So you need to look at the competition. Amazon, thankfully they give you a lot of data about, like, you can see how strong other listings are doing, and you can like kind of estimate their sales, and you can see this guy knows what he's doing. He's selling X amount of units a day. Let me pull all his keywords that he's showing for on Amazon. So I'll pull the keywords that this guy is showing up for, and then we'll see, most of the sales are coming from page 1. So I'll filter down from 20,000 keywords that this guy is somewhere all over Amazon, and I'll filter it down to 1,000 or 500. And then we'll look at how many people are actually searching for this term, like the search volume, and we'll build those terms into the Amazon listings. And I'm not sure how it works with Google and Shopify, but Amazon definitely takes into account when things are in a phrase format. They also, they'll put words together even if they're separated, but if you're going after a specific phrase, that's the search term, you want to have that in your title and your bullets and your keywords. That's what you're targeting.
Should your image name be, like the file name also be the keyword?
So sometimes it's hard for people to do that when they have a lot of listings going on, but that's definitely something recommended. It's a great move. But there's also people that they have so many more things to improve. You know what I mean? Like maybe their pictures aren't good, or maybe their listing isn't good, and it's just bad quality, and they have bad reviews. Like, what do you do when an item has a 3-star average? Do you want to invest in that and continue to try to build it up if you know that there's something wrong with it? There's so many different, and you got to make make sure the pictures are perfect because they're looking at all other people right next to you. You have to have something special about you. Maybe you can't catch up with all the reviews that they have, but you should have a good price, a competitive price, and a nice image that stands out. They can't touch it. They could only look at the picture, and that's how they see, wow, let me see the quality through that picture.
How do people get reviews to start? Like, what does that process look like?
So reviews are very, very necessary with Amazon. You don't need as many as, like, there's people that have so many reviews. You don't need so many, but you need to have 10, 20 reviews just so people know that it's a real product. Like, nobody's going to want to buy something that doesn't have any reviews. And really, you don't want to buy reviews ever. You don't mess around with that. Amazon is shark. They're smart. That's what they're trying to do every day, is trying to find people that are buying and manipulating reviews. So the best way is you make more sales. You have to push it. And even like when you first launch a product, you want to reel the customers in and just show Amazon that it's a strong product. So you would put it at a low price. You don't need to make money on it. In the beginning, you just want to build up those sales. You want to get hundreds of sales, so you get X amount of reviews and you kickstart your listing.
Yeah.
The other way is just, if you're going to do it slow, okay, maybe after a few months, you'll have a couple reviews. But like, don't you want to see what the data shows now? And, hopefully in a few months, the reviews come in good. But sometimes people wait and they do it very slow and steady. And that's what they're banking on. And 3 months down the road, they find out that the product has all bad reviews and people don't like it. So I feel like it's better to do it very quick and just get your product out there, get it at a competitive price, make sales. You don't worry about the profit in the beginning. You're building up momentum. You're building up. It's like you're opening up a coffee shop and you're giving people, this day only, we're having free coffee. Get people there, get attention to listen.
Yeah. Is there like a group of people that you can send things to review?
Years ago, that used to be at one time, 10 years ago, it was kosher, it was good, you could do it. Then they kept making it strict, like every year a little bit more strict, and now you never do that. You don't. I actually, when I first started, I got suspended because my brother-in-law left me a review on a product, and he had a totally different name, different address. I live in Jersey, he lives in Brooklyn. And they caught us, I think, from Facebook. We were connected.
Holy cow!
And they suspended my account, and I'm living off I'm living off this. And all of a sudden, I'm on a holiday vacation with my family, and I get a phone call from Amazon. Hi, yeah, we saw that you were doing something with reviews. When we hang up this phone call, we're gonna suspend you. And I'm like, this is my income right here. Like, I was flipping out.
Oh my gosh!
It's a heart attack, and it took a month to fix. I lost a lot of money from that. You never mess around with reviews. You build a good product, you get beautiful images, blast it with ads in the beginning, get all the data, and get sales, and the reviews will come. You could ask the real customers, for a review after they bought it, but you can't ask people to buy your product to leave a review. That's no way. You never want to do that.
Yeah. Good to know.
Scary.
A couple more questions for you. Give me some best practices on product photos. What should product photos look like, and how are you, selling that click with the product photos?
So really, you look at the competition and you see what's working for them. You can see, wow, this guy is one of the best sellers, and he's showing infographics and he's pointing out X, Y, and Z. So you also want to point out X, Y, and Z, and hopefully you have better things that you can point out. And pictures are the most important thing, because like, I can get an item shown anywhere on Amazon and build it up, but like, once it's showing there, the picture is the final decision. The picture and the price, and as long as it doesn't have bad reviews. But like, they need to see a very good picture. Like, I'll use like PickFu, and I'll pay people to tell me which picture they like better, and then I'll use that picture. Pictures are huge.
Yeah.
Pictures, videos, like that's your product. You want it to look like a magazine ad, like something beautiful.
Hymie, when you're doing competitor research, are you using a tool, or is this all just manual?
So definitely use a tool. I like Helium 10. Helium 10 is an Amazon tool where you could basically pull people's keywords and you can track their position. So you can see, wow, my competitor is showing up for these spots. And then you can see where you're showing up for. And then like, when you go up, they'll go down a little, because there's like only a certain amount of spaces that they need. If somebody's doing better, they need to push you down to make space. But also, you have to use your brain. You can't just, some people just automate. Like, you have to actually look and see, like, like what are the right words to put in, and like is it really relevant, and like you got to use your brain. You got to really look and dissect each keyword and make sure that it's not. So if you put the wrong words, it can mess up the entire listing. Like I once, even I had a color. A client had a color that was called caviar red or something like that. That was the color name. So on Amazon it shows the colors caviar something. And then all of a sudden I'm looking at the advertising, and Amazon is showing us for Japanese food and caviar and fish and like we're wasting money on it, and we're clothing. We're not, you know what I mean? So like you really don't want to. You got to put like very relevant terms. You don't want to put junk in there. You don't want to just spam it
Yeah.
with like you see some people's bullet points. You can't read it. There's a whole paragraph on each thing. You want to see what is this giving me? What is this product? Not the whole newspaper article on it.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. Hymie, walk me through how do refunds and returns work on Amazon if you're using FBA?
So first of all, the customer, there's a problem with Amazon. The one thing that really is the issue is when a customer gets an item, if they want to return it, a lot of times they'll say it's damaged, even though it's really not. And if that happens, Amazon will refund the customer, but they'll keep that Amazon fee that they took from you. So, if you're selling a $20 item, they're going to take $5, $6 from you and not give it back just because and then you get the item back in their fulfillment center. But usually if it's something that they just, if they choose, didn't like the color, didn't like thing, whatever, then you just get you just get the, you know what I mean? Like you don't lose out on that fee.
Okay, gotcha. But you have to then refund the whole amount back to the customer.
Well, it's automated. It's FBA. They don't have to. That's why like they handle the customers. They want to return it. Okay, the label prints out for them automatically. They
totally, and you don't have to worry about any of that.
No, you don't even know. You just want to look at it and see. Like what was the reason? Maybe it's a new item. You want to see why people are returning it. Get some feedback from them.
Yeah. Hymie, I got to ask you the question I ask everyone that comes on the podcast. What is your secret to scaling?
My secret to scaling is working very hard. I feel like anyone could do anything. I wasn't born very good at Amazon. I just spend all my time surrounded. I'm at an Amazon event right now. I'm actually in a booth. I'm at an Amazon seminar, and I'm listening. If you learn one thing, it could change your whole business. And I'm constantly pushing and trying to grow. There's a client that I teamed up with, and in September we did 94,000 in sales. It's one product, and in October we did 204,000 in sales. So like doubled the money. Like I'm all about grinding and going to shows and networking and working late. I have a family also, so I gotta figure out how to manage both. But yeah, you just gotta hustle and put in the time, and if you invest time in anything, you get good at it.
Absolutely. Hymie, I got 3 more questions for you here. First question, favorite tool or app that you're using right now?
My favorite tool is Helium 10 for Amazon. Yes, Helium 10.
Awesome. That's great. We'll make sure to put Helium 10 in the show notes as well.
Yeah, it's
so you guys can check that out if you're thinking about moving over.
You could actually get, if you use the coupon Hymie 10, you get 10% off for life. It's very important because I'm an Amazon seller for years, and I spend most of my time on that app because it breaks down everything in an easy to read way, and it shows you a lot of things that you wouldn't be able to just see without, like one time I was selling jeans, and I saw all of a sudden my sales dip, and I'm selling 40, 50 pieces a day, and all of a sudden I see I'm selling 25, and I'm like, maybe it's just, the nature, I don't know, sales are slowing down. But then I learned more about how keywords work and how ranking works, and somebody basically stole my spot. They did promotions, they got more sales than me, they went up in the search position, and Amazon pushed me down, and I wasn't tracking it because I didn't have a tool. It took me a while to build it back up. So you always want to be tracking. The data is everything. Wow, crazy. Second question for you: favorite podcast or audiobook that you're listening to right now? Favorite podcast? I listen to things on repeat a lot. I like Tony Robbins' podcasts and seminars. I like Jim Rohn. I like a lot of motivational speakers and people that keep you inspired and just in a good head. That's the kind of stuff that I listen to. I listen to it all day. Awesome. That's great, Hymie.
Yeah. Those guys are great for inspiration as well. Last question for you, and this may go back to what you were talking about with who you're listening to. If you could sit down with anybody who's alive right now, you get an hour with them, who would it be?
Shoot, that's a very hard question. An hour with anyone? Tony Robbins. Guy was homeless and he went to
Awesome.
being a millionaire in a year or two. Living in his car to being one of the wealthiest guys. So, and it's just all
That's great.
willpower. It's actually when I went to one of his events, and that's what made me decide to really grow my Amazon business and go full force. And it was right away. You get amped from it. You get inspired. You see it so clearly, and you just go back and you do it.
He's really an incredible person and has inspired, I'm sure, hundreds of thousands of people. Just an incredible person. He actually has a house in the city I live in here.
Oh yeah?
In Abbotsford. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm not sure how often he's there, but I know he flies private into our airport, so...
One day we'll go, we'll try to find him.
Yeah, exactly. Hymie, thank you so much for your time. Now, where and how can people work with you? Are you taking people on to work with? Is this something you're just doing on your own? Talk me through that a little bit.
So I like to keep myself as not really an agency, because I feel like me being able to speak to people daily and really strategize and go into their account, it's just a much better, we just get much better results and growth. So I don't work with everybody, but I'm definitely open to growing, and you know what I mean? I work with a lot of big companies and a lot of small companies also that we made big. So right now it's me and I have a few people under me, but you can look me up on LinkedIn, Hymie Zebede. I made a personal website just as a contact, just so people could find me with a little resume. I post my results, actually. I'm very into posting results online. So people,
Awesome.
Everyone could say they do good, but I could show you videos of what I'm doing. So so find me
totally.
on LinkedIn.
Results are really in the end all that matters. Yeah. The rest is just salesmanship.
It's cheap.
Yeah. Oh, Hymie, thank you so much for coming on. Really appreciate your time today.
My pleasure.
This was a great interview.
Great. Awesome. Thank you.
Hey guys, we hope you really enjoyed today's episode. Can we ask you a favor? Hit subscribe so that you never miss an episode, and share this with your e-commerce store owner friends. We also love reviews. So if you could leave us one on Apple Podcasts, that would mean so much to us. Just a reminder from the beginning of the episode, our team at Mindful Marketing is rapidly growing, and we have room for one new brand a month that's looking to grow. Now, before you apply, please note that we're only looking for businesses that are ready to scale and have the capacity and the inventory for a large influx of orders. This opportunity is only available to brands that have had at least 1 year of sales history and are ready for explosive growth. If this sounds like you, go to mindfulmarketing.co/apply and start the process today. I hope you guys have a great week.